Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My track guide for the GR86 going around Brands Hatch. Let's get into it. For qualifying you want to be all the way on the left. I brake when I can't see this green and white board here on the left. Aiming to about 70% brake pressure and easing that off all the way to just before the curb, which is also where you want to pick up the throttle again. I'm getting early into the curb, so just as it begins. I don't recommend hitting it because it will unsettle the car quite a lot. I just got lucky in this one. And of course use all of the room on the outside. Now you want to stay on the left side of the track. My braking marker for turn 2 is this 50 board here on the left. Once I get to that, I'll be on the brake to about 80% brake pressure. Easing that off all the way to the middle of the corner. Getting in and pretty much hugging the curb all the way around. Once we are at the middle of the corner, I go full throttle again, because the track does open up a little bit for us. And we have a bit of room on the outside we can use. It's just important that we get back on the right side of the track to open up turn 3 as much as possible. I try and brake just before I get to this rumble part here just in front of us. A quick hit to about 40% brake pressure, with a very light trail brake all the way to the curb on the inside. Once at the curb, go full throttle again. Again here I hit it and it unsettles the car, making me understeer quite a lot. Fortunately we can use all of the room here on the outside, but it's better not to understeer, so I try not to hit that curb on the inside. We want to stay on the right side of the track for turn 4, which is all about setting up for a very good exit. I brake when I lose the green tablet here on the right side of the track out of my sight. Again I go to about 70% brake pressure and easing that off to about mid-track when we turn in. We want to pick up the throttle as early as possible here, and we want to feed the car into just about the white line running across the track. Don't hit the curb, it will unsettle the car quite a lot. We do have a little bit more grip than we think because we're going uphill, and of course we use all of the available room on the outside. A good exit here might give you a spot in the race. A bad one will likely lose you a spot in the race. And for turn 5 we stay on the left side of the track. Turn 5 is going to be a really fast corner. We only have to trail brake just a little bit. And when I pass the 50 board here I lift completely off the throttle. And once I get close to the inside curb I'll apply a little bit of trail braking, no more than 5%, just to help the car rotate that much more. Once I'm past the middle point, I will go full throttle again. And of course, use all of the available curb on the outside. I'll stay on the left side of the track. I use the 50 board here as my braking marker. I aim for about 40% brake pressure, easing that off all the way to the inside curb. And I cut the curb pretty aggressively, because we can't do it with this one. Once I'm at the curb, I'll go full throttle again. And then we have a bit of AstroTurf on the outside we can use. So we shall. Now you want to stay on the left side of the track. This one is a little bit blind, so it might take a little bit to get used to. I brake when I get to the 50 board here on the right. I aim for about 45% brake pressure, holding that for a little bit before getting off the brake. And then we want to cut the curb on the inside pretty aggressively. Again, because we can with this one. Once on the curb, you'll go full throttle again. I cut it a bit too hard this time. Ideally, the car won't jump. Now bring the car over to the right side of the track. The 50 board here is my marker. And here I aim for about 75% brake pressure, easing that off all the way to the inside curb. Here you want to be all the way up on the curb on the inside. The car will feel much more stable. And I stay in third. The car feels just more stable for me. Once I'm on the curb on the inside, I will go full throttle again. And again we have a decently wide curb on the outside we should use, just to help maximize the exit speed. Then you want to bring the car over to the left for turn 9, a quite important turn because it brings you to the start finish line, as a bad exit might cost you a position. My braking marker is the 50 board here on the left. I aim for about 75% brake pressure and easing that off all the way to the curb on the inside. I try and apex where the curb becomes small from the white part. This is also the point you want to go on the throttle again. We want to maximize as much speed as we can. The turn does open up quite a lot, so we want as high as an exit speed as we can. I'll bring the car into the white line on the inside just to shorten your distance. And that's a lap around Brands Hatch in the Toyota GR86 of a time of 1:38.3. I have more track guides for the GR86 linked down below. Hopefully this one has helped you. If it has, leave a like down below. Consider subscribing as well. And now for the uninterrupted hot laps.